Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Good morning. It's Friday. Friday morning. Yay. It's TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank goodness it's Friday. Thank all the people, whoever you want to thank that it's Friday, thank them. It is Friday. This is a 5-minute chart we're looking at in SPX 500. Seeing what's going on already here in the market. 52.94. Where did we close yesterday? 52.60 something? I think SPX closed at 52.60. Let me see. Come on. 52.68 is where the SPX closed yesterday. We're a little bit above that. Oh, that's looking like that could be a good thing if we're a little bit above that this morning. I don't think I have a setup to open up all of my different tabs today. Come on, my computer's going to move very slow because it is doing, I started it on a task that I thought it would have completed by now because I wanted to restart my computer. But that task is taking a long time. The task is taking a long time, probably because it needed to restart. But we just gonna press on because 8:45 came and I needed to be on time with y'all because I try to be timely. I try to be timely if I can. Hope everybody had a good night. Morning, Ward. Good morning, Top Tens. Hope y'all had a good night. Hope we're having some good trading days. The volatility yesterday. Ooh, my. Yeah, it was good. I made some good money yesterday, so I'm not complaining about it, but it was a lot. Let me put us on a 15-minute chart. So maybe we'll see there'll be less on this screen, on this here screen. But this is what yesterday looked like. This is all of yesterday. This is all yesterday. Right? Actually, when you look at it, it's all like consolidation-y, but the consolidation, right? This consolidation went from, moving around my line just so we can see, from 53.42 and down to 51.34. So listen, that's 200 points. That's 200 points right here. It looks like it was just a regular old consolidation day, but that's 200 points of movement from top to bottom. 51.35 to 53.42. That's 200 points, right? That means it went from here down 200 points and went back up almost the same 200 points. It went up back for 53.11, which is, 180 points, and then dropped back down 52.04. That's still over 100 points from the start, from where it opened. It's opened at 53.42 and dropped down to as low as 52, and then it closed at 53.68, still 80 points down from where it started. That's a lot of movement for one day. Hey, today, that's a lot of movement for one day. Down 200, drop, baby, and then run back up. And those of us trading in these volatile streets, riding the wave and hoping our stuff don't get clapped in the process. Please don't clap me. Don't clap me. But you know what? We had some success yesterday. The good thing about the volatility being up, another good thing about volatility being up, is that we can get premiums further away. You can get further away, still get good premiums, and not be, in the midst of the fire. Don't. You ain't got to be in the middle of the fire and still get good premiums. Good morning, Selena. So yeah, this is a 200-point move yesterday. That's what volatility will give you. It'll give you these kind of monster moves. Hey, Wade, these kind of monster moves. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday. Welcome to everybody who's here. While you're here, go ahead, like and subscribe. Pass the word. Tell your friends and whoever, friends and foes. Tell your trader buddies. Our list is over here in the morning talking trader stuff. Let me see if any of these screens have populated, and it looks like they have not. My screens are deciding whether or not they want to play along. They just fulfilling like, come on. They see that, y'all see that spinning up there? They just spinning. like, yeah, I guess we'll fill ourselves in sooner or later. But you know what? We made some really good money yesterday in our community. If you follow me on social media, hopefully you do. I am Arlissa Bostic Pinkleton on Facebook. I'm educator to trader everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, I'm educator to trader, Twitter, X, I'm educator to trader. I'm in multiple places. I don't do a whole lot. I don't do a whole lot of social media posting, but I'm in all the places and I post enough for y'all to see me in all the places. So while that is still trying to fill itself in, we might as well jump on to what Adam's talking about this morning while all those other ones are trying to figure out what we're doing. Oh, there we go. Looks like we got a little bit. Looks like we got a little bit of information. So I may go back to, let me see if I can go back over there. I'd rather be there first. There we go. Rather be there first. JP Morgan's Diamond. Oh, this morning is banks earnings. The banks is reporting earnings today. The banks are reporting earnings. That was the lady who used to do our radio show in my hometown. Used to do that. Today. Tonight. She would always do that. Esther Washington, may she rest in peace. JP Morgan's Diamond, U.S. economy faces considerable turbulence. No joke there. The bank CEO pointed to potential negatives of tariffs and trade wars, sticky inflation, high fiscal deficits, and volatility. U.S. stock futures rise as China signals restraint in the tariff war. Somebody got to pull up. Gold is the best place to be amid the surge to record. Surge to record, maybe to record. China hikes U.S. tariffs at 125, but draws the line there. Treasuries are trading like risky assets and warning to Trump. Fed's Kashkari, rising yields may signal investors leaving the U.S. Tesla freezes China orders for models imported from the U.S. Wells Fargo profit rises on the wealth management strength. Morgan Stanley's quarterly profit rises as traders shine. We got a PPI. We had PPI numbers that came in this morning also. Mercedes to discontinue Citan and T-Class models. Let me see what else is in here. That seems about it for there. JP Morgan Chase tops quarterly expectations as Diamond says U.S. economy faces turbulence. Tariffs, we talked about that. Stocks futures climb higher. I need these numbers up here. Don't have those yet. Let's see what's on the calendar for today. We had PPI numbers. Go ahead and give me some size. There we go. Some core PPI was at 0.1. They thought it was going to be a negative 0.1. They thought it would be at 0.3%. It was negative 0.1 last time. So that's red. PPI month over month was negative 0.4. They thought it would be a positive 0.2. That's red also. And this is the producer price index. This is where the producers are feeling heat from each other. This is where the goods to, or business to business almost. This is really what that stands for. Business to business. That's producer price index. So the producers are buying something from another producer. And see, that CPI yesterday was consumer price. Basically, that would be us. But the PPI is the producer prices. And they're going to feel, when the producers feel it first, then it comes to the consumer. Okay, does that make sense? The people who make the goods feel it first, and then they pass that price on to the consumer. So it takes a little bit longer for the consumer to feel it. But now when you start seeing the reds in the producer price index, that's when it can roll to the consumer. University of Michigan stuff will come out at 10 o'clock. Musalem at 10 o'clock as well. 11 o'clock, we got FOMC member Williams will speak. I would not be shocked if sometime today, the president, who I guess was speaking last night, something happened last night, will also probably be talking sometime today. I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know that they need to add his schedule to these little daily thing, because we already know that when he starts talking, it affects what we're doing in here. All right. Investing.com gives us these same numbers. Everything's red on the PPI front. Not a good thing, right? We've got Colin speaking at 9. Michigan, University of Michigan stuff is coming in after that. Williams will speak. Oil rig counts is coming in at 1 o'clock. 2:30, we got speculative positions, and that's all happening there. We looked at SPX, and did I go back? I need this one to fill in because I can't see our futures numbers yet. So let's go ahead to, it's trying to give us some stuff. I need the numbers for the futures. Let's move on till that fills in. All right, move on to where we were for Adam. U.S. Energy Secretary is bullish on shale despite plunging crude prices. Adam says the sharpest squeezes are in bear markets, and we've seen it all week in SPX. It's all I trade, even though he says he trades ES. It's all he trades is the ES. Yesterday, 5120 was support with 5179 reclaimed to trigger up. 5305, 5342 were the targets, and we hit 5342 at 2 a.m. Now he's talking about ES. I convert those numbers. Plan. Here we go. I'll go back to that in a minute. Plan. Hold your runners. 5250, 5217 equals support. Keeps 5305, 5342, and 5393 alive. We dipped below 5217 to 5165. The gap between SPX and ES is about 35 points. So if you're looking at Adam on Twitter, which he does post tweets through the day, if you're looking at him on Twitter, subtract 35 from his numbers in order to get SPX. If you're trading XSP, 539, 540 is your call credit spread. 515, 516 is your put credit spread. All right. Dow futures. I'm going to switch back over to that now because it populated so we can see the futures. What's going on over there? Thank you, CNBC, for giving us these numbers. Go ahead. Give us what we need. I would caution us that even though we are seeing a bit of a pop right now, I personally, and this is just my own speculation, I do not think we're done going down. So I wouldn't want you to get yourself set in long term on calls and upwards movement. I think we've got a lot of headwinds still ahead of us, and getting set long term in upwards moving stuff, I think would be risky. All right. Again, I'm not an investment advisor, but I'm just saying, if you're trading something, I would suggest that you trade stuff that you can trade short term. That means you can trade it today. Maybe you can swing something overnight, but I personally would not be in nothing that's 5 and 6 and 7 weeks out. There's too many things that's happening in the next week, let alone 4 and 5 weeks out. And that's just me. There, people who are making really good money on their leaps, but people who are making money on their leaps now were in those leaps already. They're not entering leaps right now and making good money on it. There are people who were in leaps, and leaps are long-term stuff. There are people who are in those leaps and now they're doing what the person thought they would do, and only if they're in long-term puts. If they were in long-term calls, those leaps are not doing what they thought they would do. But that's just my thoughts. I wouldn't be entering anything super long unless it's like years out. Maybe because the prices are super low now, maybe you get in something that you believe is going to recover nicely, some really strong names that you're getting out 2 or 3 years. Maybe I would potentially do that because prices are low. But to get something and think it's going to pop and be up in the next 4 to 5 or 6 weeks, I don't know if I would put my resources in on that. Now, if there's a stock you really like and you feel like it's down at a good price, and you think it's going to recover over the next year or 2 years or 3 years, then maybe buy a leap on that, right? I wouldn't be doing 5 and 6 week stuff on calls. I wouldn't. I would trade short term or like long term, or buy shares. If anytime you're buying equity, you're buying shares of something, you're the owner, and there's no time constraint on that. When you buy a share, you're an owner and it's yours until you decide to get rid of it. Options contracts have an expiration date. When you own shares, you own them until, I'm gonna say even until you die, because when you die, you can pass shares to somebody else. You can't pass options contracts to somebody else. You can pass shares to someone else, though. That's how people have created generational wealth, because they pass their shares on to their offspring and to other people, right? So if you're gonna buy something, buy some shares. All right. So anyway, futures, Dow futures are up 0.35%, S&P futures up 0.33%, NASDAQ futures up 0.32%, oil is green, 10-year bonds are green. Stock futures climb higher as traders digest the latest tariff-related developments, right? Europe is a mixed bag, mostly red. FTSE is green, but all the others are red over in Europe. European stocks swing to losses after China retaliates with higher tariffs on U.S. goods. Asia is 60-40. ASX and Nikkei are both red, while Nifty 50, Hang Seng, and Shanghai are all green. Japan stocks fall nearly 3% amid mixed Asia-Pacific trading as U.S.-China trade war worries mount. Looking at crypto is all green this morning, is all up. Bitcoin up 3%, Ethereum up 2.6%, Solana up 6%, Dogecoin up 2.7%, and XRP is up 2%. All right. All righty. Let's go back to the charts. See what we see. I'm on good timing today. Good morning, Tanya. Hey, Iola. How y'all doing? Again, this is where we are. SPX 500 this morning at 52.75. We closed yesterday at 52.60 something. So we're kind of around where we closed yesterday. Let's go look at SPY, see what the indices are doing this here morning. I would say if you made you some good profits over the last few days, consider taking a chill pill wheel on Friday, because Fridays can be banana. Hail to IE. When I lived in China, we had an IE at my school, at the school I worked at. We had an IE, and they used to always try to teach her how to say banana, and she would say banana. She would fix fruit and stuff for the children in the morning for the students. And they would teach her how to say banana, and she would say banana. Banana, she would hold it up and try to give you the fruit. So Fridays can be banana. So just listen, if you made your money and you made good profits this week, don't give back your profits on a banana Friday, okay? Don't do it. This here is yesterday. I'm looking at extended day. Why am I not seeing any extension? Is this it? What am I in? Let me see. Why do I have so much? Oh, that's why I got the VWAP turned on. That's why I'm seeing all the cloudy. Oh, we're in the middle of a gap. The 11th is where we are this morning. This is our pre-market, and we're pretty much dancing around where we were in the post-market. But we're currently at, it says 525. It's usually a different color when we're seeing the extended hours. But we're at 525, maybe because we're so close into the time frame that as we're at 525.65, sorry. We closed yesterday at 524.65. So we're about a dollar up from where we closed yesterday on SPY. Good morning, Julie. All right. Triple Q. I need one more Q there. I only picked 2. We need 3 Qs. Today's Qs. What's the Q in Spanish? K. I'm trying to think of what is the Q. Anyway, we're in a gap here on Triple Q as well. My gap was marked. We must have went through it yesterday, and we're coming back through it again. Gap trading is a whole thing. There are people who use gaps as a whole strategy. Trade in the gap. Dun-dum. I need to go ahead and take the gap off because it looks like it's been filled a couple times. So let me go ahead and take it off my chart. We already did that. Been there, did that. All right. Triple Q looks like it is at 447. This morning we closed yesterday at 446.13, and we're at 447.01. So we're up about 80 cents, 85 cents, something like that. A little bit, a little bit of a gap up there. If we were to open right now, which we've got about 30 minutes. Good morning, Drew. How we doing? That's where Triple Q is this morning. Y'all see these moves? These some serious moves. Triple Q opened at 453 yesterday, dropped down as low as 432, 20-point drop, and then came right on back. Ooh wee! Talk about volatility. That's what it's doing. That's what it's doing. IWM, same thing. It kind of remains the same for all the indices, seeing that they move alike. IWM, it's kind of the one that, for all intents and purposes, kind of lags behind, if you want to call it lags. It kind of stays a little bit behind the crowd. IWM is the small cap. It still makes its moves, though. We traded IWM for a long time with iron condors because it just stayed in one place. And then IWM decided it was not going to be left out of the party. It's currently at 181.90. This is the daily chart of IWM, where we traded it for so long because it just kind of stayed here in the zone. Next thing you know, it was going, it was moving like everything else. And you're like, where are you going, IWM? You were the one that stayed steady. But then it said, nope, I'm going too. Y'all going to go having all this fun without me. Look at these big old candles on IWM. This is unheard of. Unheard of. These are kind of moves that happen on SPY and Triple Q. These are generally not IWM moves. But what you see in here, though, is people moving their money from some things from some of those big techs and those big caps into small cap areas, moving their money into things that are going to hold them through the storm and through the inflationary periods, right? Backbone Society. Hey there. Good morning. This is IWM. Let's see what we got here. Some support down here for IWM at 172. We're currently at 182.03. It did have a gap that got filled on Monday. There is another gap up here, a little bit higher, that is still remaining, still waiting to be filled. But this gap here got filled by Monday's. That Monday wick took care of the Thursday to Friday gap that was left. Monday filled it. Wednesday confirmed it. Yesterday confirmed the fill. And there we are with IWM. It's at 181. A little bit of an upwards ride going. We'll see basically going to see what happens. But I want you to continue to be careful and trade what you see. Y'all know that's my moniker. Trade what you see, because it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. The banks have earnings today. That's where I was going to go next, is to show that the banks were having earnings this morning. I think that's next week's earnings they're getting ready to show us. Yep. The banks today, we had JP Morgan, BlackRock, Wells Fargo, BNY, Morgan Stanley, and Fastenal. So we're getting ready to set ourselves into earnings season. We're getting ready to start earnings season for second quarter, getting ready to go on in there. So you know, the banks lead the way, letting us know some stuff, where we're going, potentially, what's the outlook look like. Anyway, if you're looking for the free stuff that Educator to Trader provides, you can go to E2T-freebies. I'm putting the link in the chat. E2T-freebies.com. You can find all kind of good stuff here. Let me scroll down so you can see. Chart your way to 100K. There's a charting cheat sheet here you can grab. How to read stock charts is a free webinar. Start with the chart. I'll put that link in the chat as well. It's a free webinar. Start with the chart. .com. 7 mistakes that traders make to keep them from making 7 figures. We got a 0 DTE strategy cheat code. What's the best trading strategy for your personality? Stock options for beginners, for those who are just starting, a quick start guide. 5 hacks for trading SPX. We've got the Educator to Trader website here. E2T membership. Credit spreads versus debit spreads ebook. That's not a freebie. It's actually a paid product. And then you can join our Facebook group here too. And then I have a free Telegram. If you want to join our Telegram trading group, you can join that at the bottom of this page too. E2T freebies. Candlestick mastery. This candle, this particular month, we're talking about the doji candle, the one that's kind of indecision. Which way we going? Where we going? The doji is one of the candles where you have to wait and see. You got to wait for the next one really to decide where are we going. You can grab this mastery calendar in my Etsy shop, bit.ly/MEL capital INSP. The strategies that I coach. I am Arlissa. I'm a seller's coach. And I train weekly credit spreads, daily SPX spreads. And I already told y'all we making money over here doing the 0 DTE SPX credit spreads. We do cash secure puts every single week. And we do our covered calls. Even in the midst of what we got going right now, we've got cash secure puts on things like Rigetti and SoundHound and Big Bear AI and SoFi. And what else we got them? QBTS, QUBT. We've got cash secure puts because prices are really in good places right now. We can sell puts here. And for those of us who have shares that are higher priced now, we can do cash secure puts and potentially bring our cost basis down. So we're using our capital to sell cash secure puts to potentially bring our cost basis down on the shares that we have that are more expensive now because prices have dropped. We're using the strategies we have to make all this work for us. And then as we own shares, we sell cover calls against them. So we're using our assets to make even more money. And that's all taught inside of the Option Seller Zone membership. This is my membership I've curated. We've been doing this for years. We learn, trade, and profit the seller's way. We're option sellers over here, options writers. Supportive community for trading, profitable strategies that include less screen time, daily profits to grow your account. We got training and support. We were on a training call last night for about 2.5 hours, nailing down the fine-tuned pieces of how do we work our daily strategies. That's what we do. That's what I do. I'm there to help train, to coach, to support, all the good stuff, okay? If you say, I don't need a membership, I just want to know the strategies and want to know the material, then we've got that for you. I have all of those things in training courses. All right. If you're a basics options person, don't really know much, start with options 411. You want to just do short selling the shares, you've got that too. Cash secure puts, covered calls, credit spreads, SPX for daily work. And over here, you can't see it. But if you want to create a trading plan as a seller, that comes in with it as well. You can go to educator2trader.com and avail yourself to anything that I have over there. And if you don't need any of those and you just want one-on-one time, you might say, I don't need all that. I just want one-on-one time. You can also come and see me one-on-one. You can go to my website, educator2trader.com, and register for a one-on-one session where you just talk to me for whatever period of time we need, right? And we can talk directly about what it is you need. And we can find out what it is where you got the issue. And we work directly with that. You don't have to go through a training class per se, unless we determine that you need one, because you might. But you might have what you need already. It just needs us to fine tune something. But I can help you identify where it is there is a gap. And then we can go ahead and go with that. We already talked about the E2T freebies, right? SPX Playbook, $27. SPXplaybook.com runs our afternoon strategy. The secret to making 10% profits every single day is within that playbook. SPXplaybook.com. HTTP. There we go. All right, let's get to the declaration. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, notification bell, all those good things. Tell the people that our list is over here and you might want to come follow her. Our declaration: I declare I'm a great trader, a successful trader, and a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I have a strategy that I use for my trades. I don't randomly place trades. I'm a level-headed trader who trades my plan and not my emotion. Is talking to you part of the $97 a month package? Yes, it is, Ward. Ward's asking a good question. Is a session with me part of the $97 a month package? Yes. So if you become a member, the membership is $97 a month. One of the parts of that membership is you do get sessions with me. You can talk directly with me as a part of one of my members, right? That's one of the things that I committed myself to this year for sure, is to make sure that the people who are in my membership get all that they need to make sure that they can get what they need to be profitable. That's what I want to make sure we have. So yes, if you're part of my membership, you can come on in and talk directly to me. How do you sign up for the membership? bit.ly/E2T-membership. Becoming a part of the membership gives you access to me, gives you access to your conversation, gives you access to the trainings, all the things that come along with the membership. You get to come and be with us, be with me. Cool. Absolutely. All right, here's our daily prayer. It is you who give us, Lord. Sorry, let's start where we need to start. Lord. Lord. It is you who gives us the power to get wealth. Help us today to trade our strategy with wisdom and knowledge. Allow us to prosper enough to have what we need and enough to bless others. In Jesus' name, amen. All righty. So, one LC pays off your membership. It's a blessing. This is TJ. TJ says one trade that you do will pay your membership for the month. You do one trade, membership covered. The rest of the money for the rest of the month is yours. You do one good trade. It ain't got to be a good trade. It be one in trade. You'll make your money for the membership. Speaking of which, I might need to revisit. The cost of my membership. But it's where it needs to be for now. The Lord and I are talking about it because I've gone back to him and said, "Oh Lord, is it time yet? Is it time yet for this service to increase in premiums?" And the conversation has started. So if you in at 97, then you'll stay at 97. If you, I almost said it a different way. If you lollygag, and there we go. If you lollygag, I had a different word I was going to use, but that wasn't going to be godly. If you already in at 97, you get to stay at 97. But if you dragging your feet and it go up, then you're going to be wherever it go to, right? I'm telling you, the people you grandfathered in, oh yes, the people who with me, they with me. Y'all already know. Anybody who's been with me from the beginning, I got people who are in my community who've been here from the beginning and their price has not changed. Okay, their price hasn't changed. But there be as you come later, Johnny come lately. That's what Johnny or Jill. Jill come lately. Jill get what Jill get. Johnny get what Johnny get. But if you already riding, then you keep riding at the same price, right? But the Lord and I are in discussions. And when those discussions, listen, this is the same Lord that told me to focus on the people in my membership to make sure that I get everybody profitable. That's the same Lord. So when that same Lord says it's time to raise this price, guess what? It's going. It's going up. And it won't be long. It won't be long. It won't be long. I promise you it won't be long. Y'all keep looking at them profits that people make it every single day. It won't be long. It won't be long. It won't be long. Anyway, I've done as the Lord has commanded me, and yet there is room. Okay. So we're going to have a good day. We're going to do 3 things a day for sure. Oh, one thing I want to say before I go there. Again, I said it earlier, but I want to say it again. If you've had a good trading week and you've made good money this week, consider just watching or consider enjoying your day. Enjoy doing the work you're supposed to be doing this week at work. Do the work that people pay you for. Okay. Hey there, Backbone Society. Enjoy do the work that people pay you to work, right? Do they work on Friday before you go home for the weekend, okay? If not, trade very light. Don't give your profits back this today if you don't need to. Don't give your profits back, okay? Um, I see Backbone Society says she's a new member. Becoming a member is over here. bit.ly/E2T dash membership. That's when I say member, that's becoming a member of the Option Seller Zone membership. That's the membership I'm talking about. It's $97 a month. Okay, that's the membership I'm talking about. But yeah, trade light, don't give back your money, right? Don't give back the money they get that you won from the market. Don't give it back. We're going to do our 2 or 3 things. We're going to stay green. We're going to get this money, and we're going to have a great green day. All right. If you're in my community, I'll see you on the Zoom at about 10:15. We'll be there, and we'll talk about our morning trade. All right. I'll take it. Whatever, however the Lord bless me, I'll be satisfied. All right. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye, everyone.